Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. We continue with the program. As I said, it's a Friday before the Friday, so more reason to put a little prep in your step this morning. FIFA esports in Trinidad and Tobago, my favorite topic. I know so much about it. We have joining us on set Akil O'Connor, founder, Paradigm Esports. We have Kwesi Charles, Fundables Entertainment Group. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
So I plan to learn a lot this morning about esports in particular and all these wonderful things. My first question to you, what are esports exactly?
Good morning, Trinidad. In a local term, esports refers to competitive gaming. However, it's competitive gaming in front of a live audience. So you know how locally we would have these FIFA tournaments, Smash Brothers tournaments. However, within esports, there is a live digital audience, which means it can be viewed by people online, or a live physical audience. And I mean, it's a different landscape we're living in given the growth of the internet. So an esports event right now could have one person watching or 50, 60,000 people live in a stadium watching as well.
So how popular are esports in Trinidad and Tobago?
In Trinidad, esports is surprisingly popular. It's just that it hasn't been broken out to the mainstream. But a lot of young people are aware and participate in esports.
Okay. So which of these do we play competitively?
Do I play or
Let's find out some more about you.
So I don't consider myself a professional esports player. I'm more a professional esports enabler. So what that does is I work a lot in building the infrastructure to get professional FIFA players locally. So you know that would include 1, running tournaments, 2, developing the necessary connections and networks to make things happen. So I can share with you, this thing is so popular right now. It's considered to be in the Olympics for I think 2024, something like that. Or there are professional football teams. So you're talking about Manchester City, PSG, with professional FIFA gamers.
Sweating. Sweating
for a paycheck.
Digital and physical environment. Have you been able to create that digital experience for us here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Akil could share more.
Okay. Well, the physical, it has happened because physical is a lot easier because we use our own systems. But digital is a challenge because we have to use the internet. So that's one of the biggest challenges. But physical has been happening for a while.
So let's talk a little bit about how successful or what type of players have we had in Trinidad and how successful have they been?
So given how should I say, given the recent growth of the overall esports market globally, and then you look at locally and without the infrastructure, we have had a couple of players represent us. However, not represent us as representing a national sporting body. Case in point, Akil, myself, and a couple of other gaming organizations, we would come together and send players to like Guadeloupe, St. Lucia, Barbados, to play competitively against other countries. I mean, coming up within the next month, we plan to send 2 players to compete against the Jamaicans in FIFA, which we look forward to.
Yeah, you will be a part of that contingent.
I will be a part of the team looking on.
Supporting.
I may be the flag man, you never know.
Right. I understand that this thing has been making waves all over the world. You have new careers. This is now a career. You have instructors at university levels. Let's talk a little bit about the pay.
Boy. Well, to be a professional gamer, you could earn over $100,000 in a year. That's about US dollars or more. However, as Chris correctly said, it must have the infrastructure in place.
Right.
So that means you have to either win tournaments or you have to be paid a monthly salary. So in Trinidad, unfortunately, that's not feasible right now. But that's where we aim to get, hopefully soon.
On average, how much time do these games take to master?
I'll say it's almost the same as any other traditional career, right? Case in point, for a professional FIFA player, for the weekend league to qualify for like the FIFA E-World Cup, which is, you know, we have the World Cup going on, then there's the FIFA version that happens in August. Players usually every weekend, they have to play around 40 games per weekend.
40 games per weekend.
40 games competitively per weekend, and that excludes the in-week practice. So it's a lot of hours. On average, I know people who put in between 6 and 10 hours a day just practicing.
I understand that there is an event that it actually starts today, a sort of training course?
Right. So there are a couple things that are happening. So what we did is we partnered with NALIS, because NALIS has a good reach in terms of educational development locally. And we partnered with the Young Adults Library specifically to explore the world of video games and explore the world of video games in the context of recreation, competition, development, and business.
No, you're opening a can of worms there, but go ahead. Yeah.
Right. So, when these youths who, they seen content available on YouTube, they seen traditional careers. So for people like myself, and as I said, I consider myself an enabler, we come together and we build these programs to make these things happen, to allow learning, to allow the children to experience what it is for esports, what it is. If I want to become a professional gamer, there are people within the local environment supporting me to do the same.
Now, so I understand that there was a $1 million payout for some particular event that took place. Was it Friday? $1 million we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, just yesterday there was a $3 million payout for Fortnite. That's one of the most popular games right now. Every 11, 12-year-old, or even we have even the superstars, the Bungie Garlands, the Drakes playing this game. Yesterday they had a tournament at E3, which is a gaming convention, and the payout was like $3 million. However, coming up in August, there's the Dota 2 tournament, which that pays out on average around 25 million US.
Wow. Now, I have a very interesting question. A lot of people looking on might think, but this just encourages kids to stay inside and they're just, inside playing games when they can be outside developing their imagination and interacting with nature. They're losing social skills. How do you respond to that? And I'll ask each of you.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because there's a common misconception that the gamer stays inside, but actually it's actually a social event, because when you have tournaments or meetups, you get over 100 people coming together to discuss ideas, their strategies, and these other things.
Right.
So it's not an inside thing, it's actually an outside thing.
Awesome, that's good to know.
And to support Akil's point, I would also say that gaming allows children or people to think critically, right? They use games for strategic development, they use games for deductive reasoning as well. So even if it may seem as though you're just inside in front of a computer, it actually helping your cognitive senses, How do you think about or analyze a situation how do you analyze a particular situation? And I can share with you, they have some of the top 4 consulting companies whereby when they want to see how you respond to situations, they may give you a game of StarCraft or Minecraft to play.
Wow.
Right? How do you build a supporting environment with limited resources? So the argument will forever go on. However, there are benefits to it.
Yes, wonderful. Closing comments.
Closing comments, esports is the future. As Trinidad, we need to embrace it, because we have a lot of high-skilled players, but we need the support of the community and also the people to make it further.
My closing comments will be simple. Esports is the next thing. Gaming has been around, and we are on the ground. We are fortunate to have had corporate companies involved and support from the necessary authorities to continue building the infrastructure. So it's only in a matter of years, you may never know, we may bring home an esports goal one day, but that's our ambitions, and we will do our best to make these things happen.
I must say I learned a lot. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you both. I never thought I could enjoy an interview on sports this much. Thank you so much. We've been chatting with Mr. Akil O'Connor, founder, Paradigm Esports, and Kwesi Charles, Fundables Entertainment Group. We take a short break. Much more when we return. Stay tuned.